Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of my podcast related to becoming disabled. And on this podcast, it's been about a year since I went blind suddenly, unexpectedly, and it's been a very traumatic year for me. So, the thing I wanted to talk about on this podcast was time. A lot of leading scientists say that the universe started about 13.8 billion years ago. 13.8 billion years, all of the stuff in the universe, the atoms, the molecules, everything was floating around through time and space, and it coalesced into solar systems, then the earth, and then people, and then me and you. Everything in our body is 13.8 billion years old, if you want to believe that. So it's pretty incredible to think about it. And the reason I've been thinking about time is because before I became disabled, I was the busiest guy on the planet. I never even thought about time. I never had enough time. I just always had too many things to do and not enough time to do them in. I'd always keep a massive list of everything that I needed to accomplish, and accomplishing things every day made me feel great. And so, what I'm trying to say is that that's cool to have a list of things to do and do a lot of things and have things you have to accomplish. But as I've been thinking over the last year, I've been thinking I should have spent a lot more time doing some non-productive things, spending time with my family. I remember we went to Marine World Africa USA about 20 years ago, and I was a manager at the time, and I had a lot of field service guys out in the field. And the whole day I was at the park, they called me and they would bug me. And instead of me saying, let me call you back later or whatever, I took time away from my family, precious time that I could never get back, and spent time talking to my field service folks to take care of them. Now, of course, I was getting paid to do a job, but I was actually supposed to be on holiday because it was a company-sponsored event. And that's not the only one. There's been several times when I was working that work would come first. For example, I worked for a company in Massachusetts, and we were trying to sell some machines, and I was a technical person who knew the technical aspects of the machine. So I was asked to come to Germany over the Thanksgiving holiday to talk to several companies that were good sales prospects. And because I was so dedicated to my job, I actually flew to Europe and spent all of the whole Thanksgiving period in Germany talking to several customers instead of spending time at home with my family. And again, what I'm trying to say is it's really cool to spend time with your job and get all involved in your job, but don't forget your family, because now, as I've had my disability, that's time I can't get back. Precious time when I was in perfect condition, great physical shape, and could have spent a lot of time with my family doing really cool things. And I did do some cool things with them, but not as much as I'd like. So it's been a year since I've become blind. It's been a very, very tough year because now all I can do is sit down and think most of the time. I can't read unless I read Braille, which I'm trying to learn. And that in and of itself is a very difficult task. And I can't really watch TV or watch movies or drive a car anymore. I have to take paratransit everywhere. It's been a real life-altering experience, but it has given me a time to reflect on everything in my life. And again, that's why I wanted to make this podcast and talk about time and say that, when you have great health and everything's going great, try to think about taking some time out to spend with those people that you love and you want to be with, instead of always running to work. That's all I did all my life. Work. And now all I can do is sit down and do nothing. Now, I'm not going to say I don't do anything. I do take paratransit to places like movie theaters, and we listen to movies instead of watching them. I go with some of my friends from the Arizona Center for the Blind, and we go to parties sometimes I'll go with some of my friends from the Center for the Blind. But it's pretty weird. It's a whole different lifestyle. It's a whole change when you can't see and somebody has to lead you around. And I'm sure it's the same for any of you listening that might have another kind of disability, such as a stroke, or maybe you've lost your hearing, or it could be anything. And so that's why I've been thinking about time, because I've had so much time. The last year, I've had nothing but time. And man, it is so frustrating having nothing but time. So, anyway, I wanted to make this short podcast and hope you all have a great day and hope you spend some of your time with those people that you love and make it a really good quality day so that you do some hard work but some great time with your family. God bless you and hope to hear from you soon.